growing up, was there like a music scene in Milledgeville that you ever saw gravitate to or anything like that?
In Milledgeville, like you got like A&F, like that's the big music scene down there. You know, you from Milledgeville, you gonna listen to some A&F, you gonna listen to all that.
So, but not more so like R&B or nothing like that.
Nah.
Do you feel like it's any? I mean, I know you just, you know, it's early and you know, you passionate in what you do. You know, it's more so you passion driven. But is it any pressure on you to, you know, kind of put Milledgeville on the map as far as like, you know, cause it, you know, you got different artists coming out the city as well. You know what I'm saying? And but it's all more so like rap. So like whenever I see somebody getting into the R&B, especially like somebody young, like I'm always interested and I'm always, you know what I'm saying, definitely like tuned in to where they gonna take it to. So like just kind of get your thoughts on that.
Like that's crazy because growing up I always would be like, I'm gonna put my city on the map. Like I have to do like lives and I go in, they're like, where you from? I'm gonna stay in Milledgeville because I want to get Milledgeville out there because there's so many people. You know, we got rap. You hear a lot of rap from Milledgeville, but it's way more people that know how to sing just like me. And I want to put that out there because it's so hard for them, and I understand because I come from that. So hard for them to just be like, let me go out to this, because you got to go to Atlanta to record, you got to go out so many other places. So I feel like if I put my city on the map, it'll be way easier and they can really like get to know like I can do this just like I did it, just like anybody else did it.
Talk about your first recording experience. Like what?
My first recording experience. It was in a garage. It was in a garage. It was a nice setup. It was a very nice setup. It just wasn't the type of setup I like. I like LED lights, all that dark room to get me in my mood. So I really couldn't get in my mood. It was just too, I ain't gonna say it was too professional, but it was like, you ain't have it how I like it. But everything else was cool. Like I seen how like they move, like do the engineering stuff. Like I learned stuff about like engineering, how you can put stuff on your voice. So it was cool, but you know.
Yeah. What were some of the biggest mistakes you were making? Like it could be recording wise, it could be artist wise, anything artist.
I'd say trying to find a good engineer. You know, because like I feel like I deliver on my part, but like sometimes the engineer won't put a good mix on it, so it kind of like affect the song. And then you know they're not gonna care what the engineer did. Some people don't even know what the engineer is. So, like if they hear something wrong with it, they gonna say me, which is understandable. But it's just like I feel like from those mistakes, I know that I gotta have a good engineer. You gotta have a good studio. You just can't go to any studio. So yeah, those are the mistakes that I made starting.
Yeah. So talk about like you know, for like releasing music, like what was that first record that, you know, in your opinion that kind of got people's attention? And also too, like talk about the video that you put out, the video.
I feel like what got people's attention was my first song. I feel like that got their attention because one, this is my first song. People been wanting me to put out music because everybody, like mostly everybody in my city know I can sing. So they been want some music. And then I would do like remakes on Instagram or like other people's songs and make it like my own. They used to love that. So when I put my first song out there, they really liked that. And I wasn't expecting it because I didn't like my first song at first. I was like, I don't want to put this out there, but I still did it. But then the next time I dropped the song, it was my song Keep Loving. And that, I feel like that was one of my biggest songs because everybody loved it, especially the video. Like the video, it was cool. Like even though I was sitting down the whole time, they just still loved the video. They still talk about the video today. Like, so I feel like Keep Loving and my first song got some real attention because one, they kind of hype songs and like just love. Like even if you're not feeling like you want to talk about love, you gonna listen to it because it sounds good. And the beat, like I'm big on my beats.
For the people that never heard your music before, like how would you describe your music to them?
My music, I feel like my music is a vibe. Like me as Sade, I'm a vibe. So like no matter what vibe you get, because I come with multiple personalities, so sometimes I just want to talk about love. I want to talk about heartbreak. I want to talk about being toxic. I want to talk about being crazy. So whichever one you get from any of those songs, you get a vibe from it. you know that when you leave, listen to my song, you got a vibe, you got an experience. Because most of the time when I write my songs, I write from my experience or anybody else's. So you're going to get an experience, you're going to get a vibe, you're going to get all that.
Yeah. Talk about, like, writing. Like, where do you get that, because a lot of times, too, a lot of people don't want to put it in the work it takes to write a song and stuff like that. So kind of just talk about the skill you have with writing. Like, where did that come from?
Like I said, my papa, he always made us write, but it was mainly like my sister, she started it, but like I ain't never really did it. I wrote poems. I wrote poems and like I used to say them and stuff like that, and they got people's attention. And I was like, if I can write a poem, I can write some music with it. At first, I wouldn't even rhyme with singing. I was trying to rap. Cause I'm like, ain't nobody from around here singing, so I feel like they won't take me serious. But start doing that, and I see how I put words together. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm a singer, so I put that together and stuff like that. So that's when my flow came about, because I was like, hey, you had to have a flow if you wanted to rap. So I was like, I already put that together. But when it came to writing, when I go through something, like this me, like when I go through something, I don't talk about it, because sometimes I have a hard time trying to express myself. But when I write it down, it's like everything come out, and it's like, I don't want to just rap. Like if I write about love, I want to put something out there that's catchy. Like in my song Keep Loving, I said, I got your back, you'll think I'm your spine. That's something a rapper would say. Like I feel like I got to be different to catch people's attention. Then I come from a small town, so anything be different.
What, like, I know it's early.
Together, let everybody know our love is increasing, I'm gon' let it go. Don't care what they say, cause I'm gon' let it show. So yeah, baby, just keep loving. Know that I'm here, know that I'm gon' ride. Baby, just keep loving. As long as you're here, I'm gon' be by your side. Baby, just keep loving. Each shot of my heart is like a drive-by.